shout out to Emmanuel Calderon. Go BASC! According to him. So we have a supporter coming from San Ildefonso, Bulacan, rooting for his team. So for those who are watching live now, pakishare naman po yung link na meron kayo para mas manayo pang makapanood. Ma-share pa natin yung mga talented basketball players natin, collegiate basketball players natin dito sa Bulacan. And syempre, you can also leave leave out some comments on our comment section. And itatry po natin yung best natin to mention your names and your shoutouts, of course. So play continues now. DYCI with the basketball. De La Vega airmails that shot. Malayo yung tira ni De La Vega. On the other end, Basi Akop. Great pass, but Panike was rejected.
Sayang yung drop pass nitong si Akop with that open look for Paniki. Hindi niya na-convert.
You know, itong si Akop, if you're going to look at him, he really seems like a great hooper. Yung tindig ni Akop and and even the other teams, yung DYCI, na-notice na agad that Akop is on the playing court and he is being boxed one already.
Yes, and I know Akop is a well-experienced player. At that young age, he played on big commercial leagues. And marami na experience tong bata to. Actually, some people or some players call that guy Airjan Akop because of his leaping ability and maganda yung jump shot nitong player na to. Ang dami nang nilaroan na to ng mga ligan labas and good to see na nasa school siya ngayon. He's playing for a school. So a big experience then for him. And then syempre different atmosphere, different players kapag collegiate basketball yung lalaroan mo.
Pero alam naman natin, Dilon, you know, both of us played on that commercial level of basketball. Yung when you play on a commercial level and then you go back to the collegiate level, iba yung tempo ng laro. Feeling mo mas mabagal na yung mga pangyayari if you are becoming a veteran on this game.
Correct. That's the difference then when it comes to commercial and collegiate. Of course, sa collegiate, andyan, all movements of players, they are all running, moving their feet on the floor. Hindi pwedeng naglalakad dahil once na maglakad ka, meron at may iwan ka, merong malilibre at may malilibre. Unlike with commercial leagues, more on set plays and more on slow-paced game.
So, cerebral basketball ang meron sa intercommercial. And then, once you go to the back to the collegiate ranks, doon naman yung mga athleticism, yung pahabaan ng stamina, syempre, hindi naman lahat ng team malalim yung matchup malalim yung bench, rather some of them are top heavy. 'Di ba? Yung first 5 or first 7 malakas, but pag humugot na on the bench, doon nagkakaroon ng some discrepancy on the skill. Let's see kung paano i-capitalize ng bawat kupunan na meron tayo yung lack of bench players that they have. So with 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining, 21-10 in favor of the BASC. So it seems like on our comment section, ang dami ring fans nitong BASC. You know, they are really leaving their some comments. So tuloy-tuloy nyo lang po according to Rodeline Gonzalez, go BASC, and for JGC Galvez, BASC with the heart. So ang daming supporters.
That was good to hear from BASC. Of course, they are from San Ildefonso. Their fans are that's the purpose of our live coverage actually.
And after that 3 points of Marquez, timeout will be whistled and we will be back. So back in our game, and syempre shoutout din po coming from CJ Marino, Christian Rojas Talusig. Paano daw sumali dito? All you need to do is join your school's varsity team and you will have a chance to play on the BUCAA on the upcoming season. We already have our first one. Sa susunod na season, your teams will open their doors if you enrolled to a school that is included here in the BUCAA. So foul again. And Panike, first time on the line, left T forward for the BASC. Actually, biglang ang lalaki ng player nitong BASC. We know this school as a good baseball team actually. Ang galing ng baseball squad nito. What can you say about it?
Yes, I was a baseball squad for BASC. Was always playing championship against Bulacan State University on state colleges and University Athletic Association, and I am surprised na meron na silang basketball team. I'm glad na nagkakaroon ng mga ganitong adjustment yung schools, nagkakaroon sila ng ibang events.
And ang dami talaga ng atleta dito sa San Ildefonso na mga galing now. Like this player, Akop, slowly pushing the ball down. And alam mo, may isang bata na who is really playing pretty well. He is now in Manila, but his roots came all the way from San Ildefonso, Bulacan. It's Alfonso Galvestan, who is now playing for the Ateneo Junior Squad. He is now demolishing the leagues in Metro Manila. Ganon kagaling yung bata na galing from San Ildefonso, Bulacan. That's the grandson of Mayor Galvez. You know? So ang dami talaga.
Correct. That kid was amazing and we are rooting for him to watch. Mapanood natin siya sa malalaking liga pa, and of course, Bulacan nyo yan. Proud tayo dyan, and hopefully dito sa BUCAA magkaroon din tayo someone na makakapunta or makakaabot ng higher basketball.
And an end one play scored again in here. This time it's Cruz who operates and demolished his opponent inside. So free throw ang ibibigay para kay Cruz.
DYCI slowly getting on the game. Medyo nakapag-adjust na sila. They're making their basket, but still BASC are dominating and running the floor. Medyo na outrun din talaga tong DYCI.
Ang bibilis tumakbo nitong mga player ng BASC. Siguro tinatakbo nito yung Viola Highway hanggang DRT. Ganun ang ensayo nitong BASC.
Yeah.
What can you say about that, Direk?
And of course, yung body build na nakita natin yung advantage nitong BASC for their players. We see na medyo more experience to when it comes playing in basketball itong mga players ng BASC.
And you can see even the pick and rolls that they are giving, the off-ball screens, effective talaga. Pinatatama talaga nila yung opponent nila on the screens that they are giving. And it shows maturity on those players. DYCI now. They are going for an isolation play. Let's see what will happen in here. They're now moving the ball to the left wing. Sizing up the defender, floats and scores. That's a great score for number 7 of DYCI, and a timeout will be called by the BASC, and we will be back. So back to our game. This is the start now of our second quarter, 25-17 still. In full control, holding on the throttle is the BASC.
Ang ganda dumipensa ni Bernardo. Defensive stance and hindi siya basta-basta sumusundot. He never reaches the ball on the ball handler agad. Tuma-timing siya. And the body build of Bernardo is a very advantage when it comes to guard position.
You see the cuts. It's like parang adobe yung katawan nitong si Bernardo. You know? That's how conditioned he is. And on the other end, DYCI number 11 scoring for his team. Bernardo with a high step. Anong klaseng pick up yung ginawa ni Bernardo to complete that shot?
That kind of guard is very hard to defend. Alam mo yung kayang mag-penetrate, kayang hold the ball to set the play, and then kaya niyang i-control yung katawan niya to attack the basket. Mahirap na guardia yung ganyan. Yung mga combo guards ang tinatawag eh. Pwedeng who can score, who can pass.
It's like combo guard slash shot creator.
Yeah.
Etong si Bernardo. Marquez from way out. They lost the possession. DYCI with Cruz. Peralta now, the key guard for the DYCI at this moment. Wild finish, but good thing foul was whistled on him. So free throw again dito para sa DYCI, and you can see the coach of DYCI taking the advantage of the free throw situation to regroup the 4 other members of his squad.
Yes, I think on the amateur level that will be allowed. Pero with the pro ranks yata hindi na inaalaw yung ganyang situation na pwede mong kausapin yung players mo while on free throw area yung ano.
But in that sense, kudos to the coach of DYCI. He knows how to play on the rules. You know, kaya niyang mag-adjust, ibig sabihin kung ano yung rules on the amateur ranks and also on the pro level. So using it as his advantage. Yun naman ang basketball, di ba? You're going to look for your advantage on the floor. Kung mas malaki yung player mo, you're going to give it to your big man. Kung mas mabilis kayo, then you're going to run all day long.
Correct. And coach of DYCI is still kung ano yung nangyayari ngayon, siguro still reading the tempo.
And speaking of that, Marquez scoring with another basket, and 5 points na lang ang hinahabol dito ng DYCI after the adjustment that they made. Short stab is good for Bunagan. Another muscle man for the BASC.
Still, that ball is coming from Bernardo with that early offense. 1 or 2 pass, they take the shot already habang hindi nakaset up itong depensa ng DYCI.
And ball was tapped by the BASC. Possession stays with the DYCI. The Dr. Yanga College of Incorporated. Siyempre, pasasalamatan natin yung administration nitong DYCI na inalaw tayo to use their gymnasium. They really welcome us with an open arms dito sa kanilang venue, sa kanilang campus.
Yes, it is a great facility, great basketball court for the collegiate players. Napakaswerte na itong mga batang to, nakakalaro na sa ganitong court. On our time, we were playing under the sun.
I remember
1 o'clock PM.
I remember those
napakaswerte ng mga collegiate players ngayon. Kahit nasa probinsya ka, Bulacan, or any other province, naglalaro ka sa mga ganitong klaseng court. Ayun, they just need to take advantage of it. Kailangan nilang gawin. Magpa-practice na lang sila ng maayos, maglalaro sila ng maayos.
Yep, so that's why we want to showcase here at the BUCAA inaugural season yung makadiscover nga ng mga talented basketball player from Bulacan. Floater, miss again for the DYCI. But that's a hard hit by San Roque. Number 14 swings the elbow. It seems like hindi naman niya intensyon na makatama sa against the opponent, pero that's unnecessary movement actually.
hope it will not escalate to other situation and makontrol nila yung mga temper of each everyone.
One good thing about it is number 14 of the BASC admitted the wrongdoing that he did. Talagang inadmit niya kasi hindi nga niya naman intention. He just want to protect the ball. It's just that tumama sa kalaban niya. Second shot is good again. So DYCI is just down by 6 points now. To be clear, it's 30-24, but it's still in favor of the BASC. Corner movement now for the DYCI rather, missing that buzzer beater for the shot clock. Our score is 24-30, still in favor of the BASC with 7 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. And I want to give a shout out in here also to all of our watchers coming all the way from the BASC. Ang daming viewers from that school. You know, syempre, di man na siya makapunta dito on our venue since that this is the home school or home court of the DYCI. Ando naman sila sa ating live stream to show their support. So thank you so much for supporting your respective school as well as the people or the watchers and supporters of the DYCI.
And I'm also surprised for those viewers, like 1,000 viewers watching games. Kumbaga, nakatutok, tinatapos yung game, nakasupport sa mga players, anak nila or mga kakilala, friends, relatives na nanonood sa kanila. And then, that's a boost. Alam din na itong mga players na to na mayroon tayong live coverage and their friends are watching them, their families are watching them.
And this is not to brag, but to already brag. This is the first live stream coverage, full live stream coverage na meron tayo dito sa probinsya natin. And this is a great way for us na ipakita kung ano talaga yung meron tayo. And excited na ako, hindi lang dito sa laro na to. So upcoming games pa na mga meron tayo. Ipapakita talaga natin all over the Philippines kung gaano kagaling. At hopefully, makascout ng panibagong Dominic Fajardo, Michael Mabulak, Lester Tamayo, you know, naming a few players who came from Bulacan.
Correct. Great exposure for these players na maglalaro dito sa BUCAA. So napakagandang advocacy and napakaganda na tong BUCAA for not only for the school, not only for the team, also for the player na naglalaro dito.
Ball was tapped out of bounds by the DYCI. 5-point na lang ang hinahabol nitong home squad. Kanina in full control itong BASC but suddenly suddenly nakahabol itong Dr. Yanga College Incorporated.
Yes, Dr. Yanga's College. Siguro nung umpisa medyo rough pero ngayon they are executing their plays well. Kumbaga unti-unti na nakukuha nila yung redeem against BASC.
BASC now, they are now running. Serrano with the basketball. But the possession stays with the away team. The team on green inbounding the basketball on the baseline. Possession now stolen by the DYCI. Dr. Yanga College setting up on the right side of the playing court. Pass was too high. Good thing they still have the possession. And it's a clear offensive foul whistled. Medyo tinamaan sa bodega itong si Viola. Number 24, Viola. Valenzuela now gives it to Viola. Viola fade away on the baseline is good. Parang wala lang yung nangyaring tama kay Viola. Pinagpag lang and it's done after making that shot.
It was a quick shot from Viola. Good thing he made it, pero yun nga, medyo nasaktan siya on the other play on the other hand, pero nakabawi naman siya agad.
And here comes the DYCI trying to defend their turf. Minsan may may challenge din on the home team if you were competing on your grounds. Sometimes it will boost you up or put you too much in pressure. So it's up to the players kung paano nila ngayon ko-control yun.
So yung handling ng mga ganong situation, syempre up to the player na yun, pero yun nga, nandun na rin yung pressure since this is their home court. Gusto nilang manalo, nandun yung gigil. Medyo nawawala sa team because of that eagerness na manalo, na mapakita ng maganda sa school.
And because of a great defense of the BASC shot clock violation, and DYCI will call for a ceasefire.
Ready na ba kayo?
Handa ka na ba?
Abangan! Huwag kalilimutan.
Huwag kaliligtaan.
Malapit na!
Pinananabigan ang pinakahihintay. BUCAA! Rise of the Champions!
So back in the game after the timeout of the DYCI, and they force a turnover. So it can be a great timeout for the DYCI because they will have another possession. Cruz gives it now to the right wing to number 9.
BASC switches their defense na into man. So half court man, and then they're going to try to make the ball into the corner para makapag-double team sila dun sa corner side.
And it seems like for those team na sabi nga natin nakakapag-adjust right away on the defense or nakakapag-change ng defensive schemes, it only shows na yung team na yon sila yung more prepared pagpasok ng mga laro. But we are going to talk about more of the preparation once we return after this break.
Ready na ba kayo?
Handa ka na ba?
Abangan! Huwag kalilimutan.
Huwag kaliligtaan.
Malapit na!
Pinananabigan ang pinakahihintay. BUCAA! Rise of the Champions!
So back to our ball game here at DYCI Bukawe, Bulacan. BASC called for a timeout. And what did you notice, Dilon, on that timeout?
Good inbound play, ang ganda na execution, nalibre yung corner. I think that is the main goal, to make that shot. So still a good playmaking, inbound playmaking for their coach from BASC. Maganda na na-open yung corner na yun. I think yun naman talaga yung goal nila, to make that shot. So even though it misses, at least nakita nila na well executed yung play.
Ball was stolen. Here comes Valencia. But ball was intercepted. Outlet pass now. And medyo mahina lang doon yung outlet passing nitong DYCI. So play continues now. Possession stays with the Dr. Yanga College. You know, Dr. Yanga College Incorporated, kilala tong school for their seaman courses, nautical courses. You know, alam naman natin, ang daming na-develop na or na-produce ng mga galing na mga marinero. Am I right with my term? Tama ba ako?
Yes.
Dito, sa school na to.
I have a friend coming from also a varsity from DYCI before. It's RJ Solomon from Paumbong, Bulacan. Dito siya nag-graduate ng nautical course niya rin.
And even Susaya.
Yeah, Romer Society is
Bro.
also from here. Mac 14 also play here.
So ang dami ding magagaling na atleta coming from the DYCI. But this time, papakita natin sa buong Bulacan, sa buong Pilipinas that madami talagang atleta na naitatago itong Bulacan.
Yes, that's the difference now and then. Dati, kung sino lang yung makakalaban mo, siya yung makakilala sa'yo. Pero ngayon, with the live coverage, kahit hindi mo makakilala, makakanood, libreng makakanood ng basketball game, makikilala nyo yung mga players ng mga schools, kung sino yung mga varsitarians, yung mga basketball players na nandito sa BUCAA.
And alam naman natin, you know, these players who is playing in front of us now, talagang studies and being an athlete yung ginagawa nito sa buhay. They are being a dedicated athlete also for the school. Siyempre, dala nila yung pangalan yan in front of them.
Of course, that's the most important. Hindi pwedeng you're an athlete lang at own. Kailangan din nandun yung pag-aaral mo. Student athlete is syempre mahirap pagsabayin, pero kailangan matapos pa rin ang maayos sa pag-aaral.
And speaking of the difficulty, that's a difficult shot made there by Valenzuela. Hindi ko alam kung paano niya naipasok yung tira na yun.
That was a left hand layup from Valenzuela and a good lane para makapasok siya into paint with that size. And magandang backup din to from para kay Bernardo. Ang backup niya itong si Valenzuela, which is a good body build also, a great point guard. Maganda rin tong lineup or itong core nitong BASC.
Isipin mo pa din bagong timpla yun for the BASC. Bernardo, a tall, hefty na point guard. Ito namang si Valenzuela, short but shifty na point guard for the BASC.
Correct. Ganyan yung mga gandang lineups eh. Kumbaga, you just have to make a right decision kung sino yung papasok mo. Of course, hindi natin malalaman every time kung sino yung off or there's always an off day sa mga player. Syempre, ganyan yung mga gandang core. Meron ka palaging mabubunot sa bench mo.
And the big man season missing his first shot. And we have 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in our second quarter. And both teams are now in the penalty. So let's see who will capitalize that situation of penalty for both squad. Valenzuela crossing over. Pass it to the corner. And Paniki and one play flexing his muscle. You know, ang hirap din bantayan itong si Paniki. Ang laking player but he is an athletic one. Same size sila nitong si Season but you can see it's really noticeable that mas lean itong katawan ni Paniki.
Maganda rin yung body build nitong si Paniki for his game. Maganda yung ganyang type na kaya niyang tumakbo and then kaya niya rin maipagbanggaan sa paint.
DYCI now trying to outrun their opponent. Cruz pulling up from downtown but rebound here by the BAC. Valenzuela splitting the defense but loses the letter. Merced now slowing out down the tempo. Floater for Season, missing it. BASC now is running. Medyo naalangan pero nakascore pa rin itong BASC. That's
Na ball control pa rin ang pinakita doon nitong BASC player, pero yun nga, still he made the basket, so it still counts. Kahit anong tira pa yan, basta pumasok sa rim yan.
sabi nga nila, no matter what it takes, basta 2-point basket, it's good. Perimeter jumper. Too strong. And with 1 minute and 34 seconds remaining, our score is 44-25. DYCI is not on a great position as of the moment. Home team is having some difficulty on their own turf.
Yes, and I think medyo na-surprise din tong DYCI dito sa BASC kasi of course BASC is not known for a basketball sport event, pero nakita natin tong mga players ng BASC are playing well, and nakita naman natin there's a lot of potentials on their lineup, and ang ganda ng pinapakita na itong mga players na to.
And you can see that skipping finish of Valenzuela on the transition. Inintay niya, nakatalikod yung opponent niya, tsaka niya nilay up. You know, yun nga sinasabi mo kanina, nakakagulat itong lineup ng BASC. You know, it's really great to see them and playing basketball. Pero on the coaches now who is watching this game, ito naman, yung scouting na nangyayari. Dito kasi sa BUCAA, we want to develop basketball skills. Part of it is coaching skills of the young athletes. And yung scouting papasok ngayon dito sa live streaming natin.
Of course, ayan, ito yung pwede nilang i-review every time before they will go to game. Malaman nila yung mga lapses, makita nila yung mga changes, or magawa nila yung mga changes na dapat gawin nila as a team, also as a player. Alam nila kung paano i-defend, pwede nilang panoorin yung sarili nila, pwede nilang panoorin yung kalaban nila. Ayan yung purpose nito. And maganda yan, maganda dito sa BUCAA yung ganitong system kasi nga, of course, unlike with other leagues na hindi naman na-coverage, ito pwedeng i-review, nakapag-adjust ang bawat isa.
And syempre gusto nating pasalamatan yung isang tao din na nagbigay sa atin ng opportunity to be part of this broadcasting industry. Isa siya sa nagbukas sa akin ng pinto, kay Sir Edmond Cruz. Sir Boyet, maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta. You know, makakasama rin natin siya anytime soon on our broadcast here for the BUCAA Season 1. You know, one of the veteran grassroots commentator na meron dito sa Bulacan. And that will be the end of our first half. Our score is 52-25 in favor of the BASC. We will be back after the halftime break.
Ready na ba kayo?
Handa ka na ba?
Abangan! Huwag kalilimutan,
Huwag kaliligtaan.
malapit na!
Pinananabigan. Ang pinakahihintay. BUCAA, Rise of the Champions! Handa ka na ba?
Abangan. Huwag kalilimutan.
Huwag kaliligtaan.
Malapit na.
Pinananabigan. Ang pinakahihintay. BUCAA, Rise of the Champions!
And the play continues here inside the Dr. Yanga College Incorporated at BUCAA, Bulacan. Again, this is Daryl Alulod together with our analyst Dilon Alulod. My brother Dilon, what went well, what went wrong for the both teams?
So for DYCI, of course, a slow start for them, pero they cope up early naman on this ball game. Siguro there are some glitches nga. Of course, this is still a first game for them, and I think they are surprised with this lineup of BASC. Sana with this coming second half, they're already adjusted. Their coaches adjusted also for them to pick up dito sa game natin as early as this third quarter. And for BASC, of course, I'm personally surprised with BASC's lineup, and then the way they're playing right now. They are much more veteran players and then veteran team for this BUCAA season, and yung lineup ng BASC ang ganda ng core. They have their backup point guard, their wings and their big mans. Nandyan yung backups no Bernardo, backup nung Akop, ang daming off the bench players that can create, and they are executing the plays na instructed sa kanila ng coach, well executed, even though sometimes hindi nila na-made yung basket, pero nagagawa nila yung mga plays na dinodraw ng coach sa board. Ayun naman yung best for the coaches, mas ma-execute yung play. Masaya na yung mga coaches kapag ganyan, and hope they will continue to show their talents dito. Makita natin kung ano pa yung kayang mapakita nitong mga players ng BASC.
And very on point on what you've said, Dilon. And syempre, ang iniintay ng lahat ang announcement natin dito sa BUCAA Season 1. Ang announcement po natin, tomorrow we're going to have 4 more games here inside the DYCI Gymnasium. So lahat po ng ating watchers, you can also watch again here on our live stream. After this, we have more games tomorrow at meron pa tayo sa susunod na araw on the same venue. You can also visit us here. You are always welcome. Maganda yung venue sa DYCI. Masasarap pa yung mga pagkain sa kantin.
This is a great venue to execute itong BUCAA, and pakasarap maglaro dito sa court na katulad nito for a collegiate player. Paagandang experience and exposure sa kanila yung ganitong liga.
And on the free throw line now is number 7, Optina, for the DYCI, and foul will be whistled against the bruiser guard, Bernardo. Ito yung nakakatakot if you have Ako, Bernardo at the same time on the playing court.
Yes, yan yung two players that BASC has talaga, and also meron mga backup na bruiser guards din yung BASC, and Bernardo is really playing well, distributed well, katulad ng pass ang ginawa niya, forward pass niya na nakatalikod ng mga DYCI players.
Demora now gives the ball over to Optina. Optina against Serrano. Another switch of defense here for the BASC. Zone defense, but 3 points for Serrano is good.
Well executed play for DYCI. Ang ganda ng ball rotation. Medyo nahirapan silang pumasok on the paint. Pero they convert it on the rainbow area.
Akop trying to answer his back but missed it. Akop is a bit silent on this game. Mostly siya yung nagdidikta on their plays and on the tempo of their game. Pero kilala natin itong player na to. He is an athletic guard, wing player for the BASC. But a foul away from the ball. Offensive foul will be whistled against number 7 of DYCI. That's Optina called with an offensive foul.
Wala nang nagawa si Optina para makawala kay Serrano of BASC. So he just pushed him away. Natawagan tuloy siya ng offensive foul on that case.
And here comes the BASC now. And foul called against number 22 of the BASC. So the big man of the BASC, Mangulabnan, if I'm not mistaken. 3-point shot. Again, it's good for Marquez of DYCI. Bernardo controlling the fast-paced offense of the BASC. Forced 3 way out for Bernardo.
So those kind of shots ay yung kailangan shot selection yung kailangan ma-improve ni Bernardo. Of course, on collegiate tracks kailangan mabago na yung mga ganun.
Letting his defender dance on that possession. Great move for Optina. Parang poetry in motion on that possession. Bernardo tried to control the ball. And that will be the end of our third period. Our score 57-35 in favor of the BASC. We will be back with our fourth and final period of the day. Protection on our what we mentioned earlier. It's only a timeout called here on the previous possession. We are only at our third quarter. I'm just getting a little bit too excited maybe. So third quarter, 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Ang nalalabi dito sa ating ikatlong yugto ng ating pang-apat na laro. Medyo malalim na Tagalog yata yun.
Good timeout from BASC's coach. Nakita niya na nagra-run yung DYCI, back-to-back threes, back-to-back two-pointers. So, naramdaman niya agad yon, kaya he calls a timeout. And now, siya naman yung nakakuha ng 2 good possessions with a free layup and rewarded by 2 free throws right now.
And Dilon, we mentioned a lot of great players na nanggaling dito sa Bulacan, you know. Naming a few, Dominic Fajardo, Michael Mabulak, Lester Tamayo, a lot more, Aris Fariñas, you know. But we also have great coaches who came from Bulacan. Itong si Coach Kiko Flores, who is coaching the Ames Mariners. Now, ito, isa sa mga magagaling na coaches on the other leagues na meron. Not only here in Bulacan, but even in the Metro Manila. Tubong Santa Maria, Bulacan. Itong magaling na coach, si Coach Kiko Flores. And I know that you know him.
Yeah, I know Coach Kiko and sana makasama ulit si Coach Kiko sa team. And alam ko na Coach Kiko is also one of like a player coach. You know, kaibigan mo siya outside the court, pero syempre sa loob ng court, medyo ano din siya, pagka sisigawan ka, makikita mo yan, pag naglalaro, pagka sa Ames, nakikita natin yung expression niya on the game, pero outside the court, napaka-bait na tao ni Coach Kiko.
Napakagaling na motivator nitong si Coach Kiko Flores, Amante Flores, Tubong Santa Maria, Bulacan.
Yeah, shout out to you, Coach.
And back on the game now, Bernardo rebounding it, gives it now to Akop against 3 defenders. Hesitating, but unable to score now for the BASC. A chance here for Gayon and his squad of DYCI to make this gap closer. Cruz on the shoulder. Shooters bounce is good. So yun yung mga inaasahan natin. If you have a great backspin on your basketball, mas malaki yung chance na pumasok yung tira.
Yes, syempre yung bola re-react yan when it touches the rim pagka may backspin yung jump shot mo.
Yeah, I remember the days when we are doing the old school scientific method of basketball. Yung talagang gagamit ka pa nung device sa Milo Best Center for you to perfect your follow-through shot. And it's effective for us.
Yes.
Not for everybody, but for us it works. Possession now in here. Gayon gives it to Peralta. Alapitan gives it to Gayon. They are really using that wing movement for the DYCI.
DYCI is struggling executing their plays dito sa against BASC kasi ang lalaki ng katawan or magaganda yung build ng katawan nitong BASC kaya nahihirapan sila to attack the basket.
You are correct, and now it's warning for penalty itong BASC. They need to be careful in here. Yes, they are up by a big margin, pero ayaw mo na ma-carry over nitong koponan na to yung ganitong klaseng discipline in giving out fouls. Cruz floats but unable to score. Akop now acting up as the floor general, stepped on the boost, switching hands in midair, but he missed. Rebound and one play again for the BASC, courtesy of Bernardo.
Good hustle play.
It's Serrano rather. Medyo magka-bodybuild kasi sila ni Bernardo.
Yes.
I'm really sorry.
Backup point guard ni Bernardo, yan si Serrano eh. So, ngayon, nagsabay sila on the court. So, magandang combination rin. Magandang experiment din from the coach na napagsasabay niya yung 2 guards niya sa floor.
So, our score is 66-30 in favor of the BASC, and a duty foul given up here, but someone is on the floor.
It's Bernardo, I think.
I think he is holding on. Is that his glutes or finger? We're going to clear things up in here kung ano talaga nangyari dito kay Bernardo. But so that seems like everything is okay. He's back on his feet. Minsan may pagkakataon talaga na once you get hit, mararamdaman mo yung sakit, pero after a while, ipapagpag mo lang ng konti.
Andun din siguro yung adrenaline nila sa or syempre pawis ka, you have a lot of movements na ginagawa mo sa katawan mo, ayan yung adrenaline din.
And 2 shots is good now for the BASC, and stay tuned. After this timeout, BUCAA Season 1 will be back. And back on the ball game with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining at the third period, 68-33. Gayon kicks the ball out to the quarter, but missing it. Offensive rebound here for the DYCI. They've been collecting, grabbing rebounds here in the third quarter. And look at that aggressiveness and relentlessness of Cruz on that possession.
Good ball rotation for DYCI. They kicking out the ball and then aggressiveness to get those offensive rebounds. Even their guard Peralta getting offensive rebounds. That's really impressive as a guard. And kicking out the ball. Kumbaga, naghahanap talaga sila ng open spot doon sa Rainbow area.
And syempre, Dilon, gusto rin nating pasalamatan yung mga commentators na may magko-comment sa atin dito sa ating live stream. Christine Jade Irabagon, shouting out for Jerica Manahan. Nood daw muna ng BUCAA Season 1 bago gumawa ng IM. And also for Shanila Estabilio. Let's go, BASC. Ang dami talagang supporters itong BASC all the way from San Ildefonso, Bulacan.
Yes, siguro totok din ng mga classmates na itong mga players, teachers, professors. Syempre yung mga school personnel nanonood din for BASC. Kaya ang daming nanonood niya ng live coverage natin.
Valenzuela, the backup floor general of the BASC, is now on the court, but foul on the jump shot, and I think it will be called against Season, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it will be called against Season, the big man of the BASC. Or DYCI rather, is now in the foul trouble. Second shot is good. So we have substitution. Marquez is now back on the court for the DYCI. Another lengthy forward for the DYCI team is now on the playing court. Now, with less than 2 minutes remaining in the third period, BASC increasing their lead in here after the score of number 25, Enriquez.
Well executed ang defense na itong BASC. That's why they can get those kind of free layups on transition. Ang ganda na pinapakita ng depensa nitong front court ng BASC.
And 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock here for the DYCI. They need to act up real quick dito sa possession natin na to. Medyo lumalaki na. Actually, lumalaki talaga ang kalamangan na itong BASC with 71-43. Peralta gives it to the corner. 3-point shot. It's good again for the DYCI.
Meron talagang tira si Marquez sa Rainbow area. I think that's the second 3-point field na nitong si Marquez.
And alam mo, yung mga ganong klaseng 3 points for your forward or center position, advantage mo na agad yon, because it will stretch the floor on the defenders.
Yes, that's a really advantage talaga. And yun nga, nowadays, basketball is all about 3-pointers na. So lahat talaga ng nasa floor allowed tumira.
Outlet pass now. Alapitan stretches and scores for the DYCI. But it seems like Alapitan twisted his ankle after that shot. Valenzuela gives it to the post, but a foul is called against Cruz. Every time that DYCI is trying to score, may sagot kagad itong BASC.
Yun ang maganda sa BASC. Hindi nila pinapabayaan na ma-outscored sila na itong DYCI. Pero yun nga, DYCI still working on their defense and also in offense. Although in offense, they're making their shots already. Pero yun nga, medyo sa defensive side, nahihirapan sila to contain itong mga players ng BASC.
Calling foul number 25, Enriquez.
So on the free throw area is Marquez. Short with his first attempt. Yung may mga ganong klaseng player talaga, having some struggles on the free throw area. Pero sa 3-point shot naman, consistent.
Yes, of course, iba rin yung stroke mo. I mean, hindi naman yung stroke, pero iba yung feel when it comes to 3-point shots. Meron kang burlo on your jump, pwede kang tumalon, and then on free throw lines, hindi ka pwedeng mag-cross over the line, and kailangan, of course, yung at least yung foot mo is nasa floor.
And with 15 seconds remaining rather on our third quarter, 71-51, 20 points ang hawak dito ng BASC. Who'll get the basketball? It's now the white jerseys holding the letter, Peralta. Stolen by Santos, and that will be the end of our third quarter, 71-51. Up in here is BASC. Magbabalik po ang BUCAA Season 1. And this is the start of our fourth and final quarter. And that's a foul on a 3-point attempt. What can you say about that kind of foul? Yung mga 3-point shot fouls.
Of course, that's not a good foul. Of course, given a free 3 shots for Optina is not a good decision din, or not a good foul. I mean, syempre hindi magandang mga foul sa 3 points eh. Free 3 shots agad yung mabibigay mo sa kalaban. So if you made it 3 points already, malaking bagay yon para sa DYCI.
Parang double black eye nga yun para sa'yo. You already gave out a personal foul, tapos magbibigay ka pa ng libreng 3 tira sa iyong kalaban.
Yes.
And Optina able to capitalize 2 of those shots. BASC now, or DYCI, is trying to do the full court pressure. I held my breath on that. I held my breath on that possession. Kala ko acrobatic finish na. Optina. Stolen by San Pedro. Here comes the BASC now, stepping on the gas. Panya loses the ball. Garcia fakes. And a great pass inside, but unable to capitalize that open shot.
That was a sore miss for
Enriquez.
for BASC player. Ang ganda ng pass sa kanya. Open siya on the paint.
DYCI now. Great drop pass. Cruz with an easy finish.
Yeah, what a great ball movement for DYCI players, recognizing each and every one on the floor. Nakakuha sila ng magandang drop pass.
And medyo late pero nakikita at naririnig dito, nararamdaman din natin na nagsusuporta na ang mga estudyante ng DYCI sa kanilang squad. And this is the one thing that you don't want to happen if you're away team, to get the crowd involved.
Yeah, so yun yung of course, crowd is very malaking impact when it comes of course sa player, nabuboost yung mga players, and malaking impact din sa opponent na alam nilang sinusuportahan yung kalaban nila.
And rebound here. Play continues. Bump. And Panya will be whistled with a foul. So our score is 73-56 with 8 minutes and 23 remaining here at our fourth and final quarter. We are almost at the twilight zone of this game. Miracle needs to happen if you are rooting for the DYCI. If you are rooting for the BASC, you are on a good seat right now. Optina fakes, drives, elevates, but unable to score. Rebound goes to the BASC. 2 against 3. And basket again for the BASC. Ang bibilis tumakbo nitong BASC players.
That's a good transition pass from Garcia. Ang dami niyang nilusutan pero pinasa niya agad na nakita niya na may open man na akampi niya.
Itong si Bunagan talagang acting up like a shadow for his teammate. And 75-56, a timeout is whistled. Our game with 7 minutes and 39 seconds remaining. BAC again, Panya with a walk in the park, a layup.
Another transition offense for BASC, and they are working hard, doing well on their defense. Kaya nagagawa nila yung mga open layups na katulad nun.
Jumper on the perimeter is good now for the DYCI. Hindi lang pwedeng makipagsagutan dito ang DYCI in terms of the points. Siyempre, kailangan din nila ng stops for them to be back on this game. They still have enough time to create some miracles in this game, pero they need to act right now.
Yes, DYCI is really struggling attacking the basket. And then yung mga outside shots nila, yun, pumasok. They need a more like that para makuha or makakupa pa dito sa game.
And BASC now, Panya rather, looking for Bunagan. Bunagan being forced to pass it to nobody. And that's an unforced turnover para kay Bunagan. Miscommunication pass between the BASC players. Optina, all day to shoot. Unable to capitalize that wide open shot. Bunaga now against 3 defenders, but decides to drop it to a more open personnel.
Grabe yung dominance na pinapakita nitong BASC players talaga. Defense to offense, the physicalities, executing plays, sobrang advantage na nila dito sa game.
Ito namang si Paniki, always ready to fill in the transition lane for his team. Minsan maganda rin yung alam mo kung saan kalulugar if you are playing on the transition.
Yes, and lalo pa to ngayon yung Dr. Yanga is struggling also dun sa offense nila. Hindi sila makakonect. Defense naman, nagkakaroon din ng mga lapses dahil sa aggressiveness na ginagawa nitong BASC.
And a timeout called. We will be back with 5 and 38 seconds left. So back on the game now. Cruz with the basketball. 3-point shot is short. Bunagan with a rebound. Calling the play number 1 is Panya. BASC with that give and go play. Panya for 3 and it's good. They can do it inside. They can shoot from the outside.
Yes, that's a good practice. And BASC switches into man defense kahit na malaki yung lead nila dito. They are trying their other style of defense. Of course, this is the time also to practice them that kind of defense, yung mga man.
And stretches on the perimeter or in the paint, but ball stays now with the DYCI with only 4 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. 84-63 at helm is BASC. And the ball goes another way out of bounds for the DYCI, but they still got the possession with 18 seconds remaining on their shot clock. So act of shooting according to our referee called against Panay. So medyo madami pang foul na binibigay itong BASC, but as you can see, it seems like the BASC now is filling in their second unit, but they're going to leave Bernardo at the helm.
Yes, I think BASC is still playing hard defense. Nag-switch pa rin sila sa man kahit na sobrang laki na ng lamang nila. I think coaches are wanted to show, to see what happened or what is the adjustment if they will go man-to-man defense.
And alam naman natin na you want to build a culture for your team no matter what combination do you have on the floor. Gusto mong maitanim sa mga player mo as a coach that they need to end the game really strong for them to carry the momentum through their second game.
Yes, malaking impact din yun coming to their next game, yung end game. Very important yun.
And a 3-point shot for mga Labnan. Big man that can stretch the floor. The new identity of the centers nowadays.
Yes, yan na talaga yung big guys natin already practice shooting threes, shooting jump shots, you know. Everyone on the floor can take those threes. Napakalaking adjustment sa basketball culture.
And 3-point shot was short. Here comes now the BASC. Off with his 3-point attempt. They are now trying to run and gun again. Bernardo with the ball source, but unable to score. Rebound battle goes to Dr. Yanga College. 2-on-1. Gayon, alley-oop play is good. And a timeout whistled, ceasefire by the Supremes. So back on the game with 3 minutes and 20 seconds, 87 to 67, 20-point advantage of the BASC. Cruz against Enriquez and shoots over him. Great one-on-one move by Cruz.
So DYCI making also their full court man. So sinusubukan nila na makontain kahit papaano itong BASC.
And Merced for the DYCI scoring, tallying another basket. Who will get the basketball now? It's Bernardo slowing down the tempo for his team. So the yellow and green squad from San Ildefonso, Bulacan is doing pretty well. And in addition to that, Bernardo with another 3 points. DYCI. And it's a clear foul. It happens in front of our referee. Wala nang sinabi pa si Mangulabnan on that play. Uupo na lang daw siya because of his 5th personal foul.
Yeah, he already knows na that was his 5th personal foul. Kaya no arguments.
Just take the call and you will see. And especially they are up in here 90 to 71 with 2 minutes and 20. They have a luxury to rest Mangulabnan. And mahaba pa yung laro natin dito. Teams that we are noticing now, yung mga unable to get their first victory, they will still have more chance here. Proper adjustment, babalik sila sa drawing boards nila. The coaching staff needs to do their reports also, yung mga scouting reports na kailangan nilang gawin. They will be back on that. Sabi nga natin, ide-develop natin dito hindi lang players, pati yung coaching techniques ng each of the schools na meron.
Yes, that's the good sign or good opportunity for the coaches then to improve their skills and improve also those players na naglalaro for them.
And Bernardo, this is his second transition 3. Ito yata talaga yung tira nitong si Bernardo.
Yes, may tira din talaga sa labas si Bernardo, as we can see dun sa stroke niya. Hindi naman siya hirap or hindi pilit yung jump shot niya on 3 points. So, medyo mahirap din talaga bantayan tong guard na to with this build, with this dribbling and ability and passing ability. Kumbaga, parang hirap din sumundot sa kanya. It's either masasaktan ka or ano.
And he's a small guard. Actually, he's a tall guard playing the number 1 position. So, hindi mo din masisisi itong player ng DYCI to be intimidated against a taller guard like Bernardo. On the other end, with less than a minute remaining, 95 to 76. Now, we are now at the twilight zone of this day. 4 games that we have at helm. Ang gaganda ng laro dito sa game day number 1 pa lang for the BUCAA Season 1. And ang gaganda ng laro natin bukas. Madami pa tayo matutunghayan na exciting ball game. So please keep on supporting us in here. But De La Cruz is on the floor. I think na-twist niya yata yung ankle niya a little bit. Sabi nga natin, drawing boards needs to be ready after this day. Ano advantage din yung mga maglalaro on the second day? Sila yung meron ng head start kagad. Yung nakakapag-scout na kagad sila ng mga makakalaban nila, right?
Yes, and pero I think with the 32 teams, the next day, wala sigurong lalaro ng magkasunod na araw. Siguro after the first week siguro or after makalaro lahat ng teams, dun magkakaroon ng mga adjustments.
I totally agree on you that. So the BASC will just let this clock melt now up until the buzzer. Dilon, paano naging supreme itong BASC Supreme sa laro na to?
Of course, BASC dominate all throughout the ball game. Napahirapan nila ng sobra itong home team DYCI. And they really prove what basketball are they playing, and nakita natin kung paano yung advantage na pinakita nitong mga players ng BASC. So right now, we're waiting for the best player of the game for interview, and we're still wait for tomorrow for another exciting ball game, and right now we wait for the best player of the game.
And back here at Dr. Yanga College Incorporated Gymnasium, I have here our winners for this game and our player, Kenji Bernardo. Kenji, on your chest now, it's supreme. Paano kayo nag-gain ng supremacy dito sa laro na to?
Ang amin lang po hindi lang po namin hindi namin intindi yung mga height or advantage ng mga kalaban namin. Hindi namin yung disiplina namin sa training, tas yung mga lesson lang sa mga tune-up games, tas nina-apply lang namin at ayun, naging successful naman po.
And a great execution for you and your team. Bumati ka naman ngayon sa mga fans nyo sa BASC. Ang dami yung fans on the online live stream that we have. Ito na yung time mo.
Shoutout po sa mga professor namin. Ito na po, first win. At shoutout sa mga teammate namin, sa mga jowa ng mga tropa ko. At sa family ko po. At sa Diwata Pares.
And syempre, napakasarap ng Diwata Pares. Hope that I can also visit there soon. And yan po ang ating best player of the game, Kenji Bernardo, together with the BASC squad. And magbabalik po kami bukas with another quadruple headers for the game day number 2 of the BUCAA Season 1.